play to win, I play to fight. Let's drop the myths and set it rise. Lives are drawn, eyes on the prize. When we drop the
Welcome
myths and
everybody to an exclusive episode of The Sheriff. Guys, do I ever have a treat for you today? Now, ladies and gentlemen, most athletes have very interesting journeys. Some are great and some are not so great. My guest today has had a journey of success and joy, ladies and gentlemen. My guest today is a former professional hockey player and current owner of the Long Beach Shredders of the USPHL. He was originally selected in the first round, 29th overall, by the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in 2010 NHL draft. He also has played for the New York Rangers and the historic Vancouver Canucks. Ladies and gentlemen, he retired in 2020 and became the head coach and general manager of the Missoula Junior Bruins. With over 300 games, ladies and gentlemen, in the NHL and AHL, and a massive 150 points. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Emerson Etem, how are you doing this evening, my man?
Oh, great intro, Sheriff. It's just wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. You know, just on this podcast, ready to shoot the shit. Let's do it.
Well, dude, I appreciate it, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons. Right off the hop, let's get the elephant out of the room. I love the cowboy hat. You're on the Sheriff podcast. Please explain this, brother.
You know, it works out perfectly. This is our player, the most valuable player for each win during the regular season. We give this hat out. It was sitting right there across the room. And I was like, I'm on the Sheriff podcast. Let's freaking do it, you know? So anyway, special hat for a special occasion.
Dude, that's so awesome. So, okay. So now that it was just brought up, let's touch up on that right away. Cause then we'll come back to it. Tell me about this coaching, bro. Like I've heard through the grapevine that you might be the next Scotty Bowman, bro. Is am I hearing the right thing?
What they're saying? Is that what they're saying?
That's what they're saying, bro.
That's high praise. I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm grinding for this organization. It's for these young men, both on and off the ice. I'm focused on them growing this business. You know, where I'll be at in 5-10 years, I'm not too sure, but taking it one day at a time. And so we're for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with the USPHL, it's a tier 3, and they have tier 2 as well. So tier 2 would be their NCDC governing body. We're under the USPHL Premier. So we're tier 3 pay-to-play juniors, providing 16 to 20-year-olds a pathway to most common D3 scholarships on the high end. If not, they got a great league and program called ACHA, which has blossomed here recently. Schools with the likes of UCLA, San Diego State, University of Oregon, some big Pac-10, Pac-12 schools are part of the ACHA program, and it's across the nation. So we'll get a lot of commitment for that. And really just giving these players that maybe want a different taste from your typical midget hockey. They're ready for juniors. They're maybe not quite tier 1, tier 2 players, but they're certainly looking for that stepping stone to get to those higher levels. So, I'm using my experience where I've been in the game to pass on my knowledge and make sure they're getting the highest quality coaching at this level.
And you know what, Emerson, thank you for sharing that. Now, please let me add to that, because I find that this is really important, what we're talking about right now, and I'll explain why. You had an incredible career, right? Like, you got to see, what it was like to be a regular NHL player. You, like a kid starting, if they can finish having what Emerson Etem had, they definitely made it big, right? With me, I'm proud of what I did, but I'm on a lower level for the success anyway. So now my point is, Emerson, is we both know how many guys that we've played with in our lives that didn't necessarily play in the American League, the National Hockey League, but what they did do was they got a really good education through hockey, paid for. They were able to play maybe a little bit of pro, they played a good, 3-4 seasons, got to see what it was like, got to see what their dream would be like, and they got to accomplish that. Then they took advantage of their education, and they have successful lives, incredible families, and they're raising ones that are going to have a better chance than they did, right? We've seen that more than an Emerson Etem career. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. It's such a dog-eat-dog world. It's so competitive. If you're shooting for that CEO position, there's only one. You're shooting for the doctor at your dream hospital. There's only so many lawyers, so on and so forth. I mean, it happens in all walks of life. We just like doctors and lawyers a lot of time. We happen to choose a profession in which we love and worked hard and got rewarded. But hey, I say one American Hockey League game is a success. I say one East Coast game is a success. I say one Western League, game is a success. Just because, at each level it gets, more narrow and more narrow, even at the, Western Hockey League and, Tier 2 NAHL. I mean, I got parents, who would die to have their son, play in the Tier 2 NAHL. And it just goes to show, that mentality and that level of just passion. It's one game of each step of the way is a success. And I think a lot of people kind of downplay that, or, see a lot of trolls on the internet, talking, oh, this, you sucked or what. I mean, just like, I mean, dude, you're bagging groceries at the, local supermarket, and you're talking all this, so it just, everyone, wants to play at the American League or wants to play at the National Hockey League, the highest levels of hockey. Hell, a game in France. I mean, each league is getting better and better. The French league is better than it was 10 years ago. Sure, the German league is better than I'd say even five years ago. And so it's so competitive. Any parent out there would love to say that their son reached the American Hockey League, got a couple of coffee, won 2 games in the American League, maybe was a career coast guy, and they cherish that, and they same thing goes for an NHL. I mean, shit, if you can get one game, that's saying something. So it just, once again, I think people downplay it. Like any industry, I mean, you start getting to those levels, only so many people have done it. So of course you got to be proud of what you did, and just of course, past or post career, you always look back and it's just like, you missed the locker room sessions with the boys, or all the, so it's just you have the aftermath of life after hockey, and it really hits you hard, and you got to just find ways of staying on the grind in another area. And that's me coaching and owning this hockey team.
Yes. So now I still, and thank you for sharing that. I still want to stick on this for a little bit before I get into the other topic, and because I'm really excited about it, because I know that all the boys on your team, I know all the troops, they're gonna be tuning in and saying, what did Coach say about us? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does he think about us, man? I heard he was talking about us on the show, and I want to highlight what you're doing, because, bro, I think it's so important. It's so important for these kids to have a role model like you, because I'm telling you, man, there's going to be a bigger number of guys that play for you that are going to be successful because of what they can get through hockey than there'll be Emerson Etem careers. Like that was the point that I was trying to get at. I wanted to magnify how important your role is, man. And it's so cool. So I know when you mentioned post-hockey career and how hard it could be. So now I know that you jumped into the Missoula Junior Bruins right off the hop, but let's talk about this team that you're coaching right now, man. Like, what are you guys young? Are you guys have a bunch of vets? Are you guys, you know what I mean? Or are you guys jokers? Are you serious team? What's going on over there, man?
It's hard not to, have fun when you're less than 3 miles from the beach. I got to be honest. And I think it's really about managing that. I think maybe at times this past season, so 2021, 22 was this organization's first. Long story short, I bought the franchise from what was a junior team called the Anaheim Avalanche. I rebranded it, moved it a little bit west here to Long Beach. fast forward to, the past year, we started out 500, halfway through first year, and then we lost a couple key pieces due to different reasons, and it hurt. So for this recruiting season, I'm looking to add a lot of scoring depth, but both on the offensive end and defensive end. Obviously, goalie, it's like the quarterback in football. It's the most important position. We got to have a lights out tendy, so I'm looking to make it more competitive. But I want to finish the season, this 2022-23 on just a game in, game out, consistent levels. We need to up our compete level. It's another thing I'm recruiting for this upcoming year. You mentioned what would, what do I think coach is saying about me? At the end of the day, like you said, I'm here to, let them know situations I've been both on and off the ice, what I did right, what I could do different, and just try to shape their career. If they're further, going further in hockey, so be it. I know I can help in that realm. But if they're think, okay, maybe I'm more of a computer guy and I can still be able to help from a competitive mindset, from a dog kind of mentality. And so I really, more than the hockey itself, even, these players can learn from my experiences, both at the highest levels, anything in between. I have nothing bad to say about these players. Sure, just like all of us, we all have our baggage, all the stuff we can work on. We're not perfect, but I can veer them through those kind of sticky issues that all of us have gone through in life. So
I couldn't agree with you more, buddy. Now, this is a little question that I have for you, little ponder. So this team we speak of is the Long Beach Shredders, right?
Yeah.
But a little bird told me that Emerson Etem is from Long Beach. Is that true?
Yes, that is.
Born and raised?
Born and raised. I started playing roller hockey not too far from here when I was 4 years old, actually with my good buddy Matt Nieto.
Wow.
Playing with the San Jose Sharks right now. So yeah, we started roller hockey. My Pee Wee team had myself, Bo Bennett, Jason Zucker, and Matt Nieto. So we were lights out, all in California.
Jeez.
Right here. And so I just I grew up no more than 5 miles from here. Actually, the team we have here, the Shredders, play out a rink I played out many times. Through, I'm sure you know the name, the Long Beach Ice Dogs. They had a junior program called the Long Beach Junior Ice Dogs. We had the team that played out here, good 15, almost 20 years ago now, right here on Lakewood Ice. And they had this pay-to-play team called the Long Beach Bombers for close to 30 years.
Is that like a senior team?
So that was a pay-to-play. So this has been going on. This pay-to-play method has been going on since the early 90s, 92, 93, 94. And it's just gotten more popular, bigger. It's another, like I said, a different route than, say, midget hockey. It's, say, up to a third of the price. You stay local most of the games. I mean, our travel schedule is we have a team in the Pacific Division, the San Diego Sabres. So we got a team in San Diego. We got a team in Ontario, which is 40 minutes from Long Beach, Vegas, Bakersfield, Fresno, and our farthest trip is Tahoe. So it's an average travel schedule, but you get the junior experience, living close to the beach. We got hungry guys trying to make the next level. I'm just, for me, it's just about doing everything I can to just, put them in a better spot than when they came to Long Beach. So I'm born and raised here, started a junior team out here, and I'm for the players. I'm here to make the players better people and better hockey players.
Amen, bro. Amen. So now listen, man, I can't let you off that easily about your hometown, right? Because it's pretty it's pretty popular, man. Like for someone that's not from California, I've been hearing about your town probably since I was in grade 7 when I first started listening to Snoop Doggy Dogg, bro.
Snoop Dogg's the man, and Snoop Dogg has this mentality of everyone can connect with him if he's on the broadcast, right? Something that Sheriff, you do so well that I've seen is in the new fighting, and so anyway, for me, Just yeah, it's you do it well, you speak so well. For me,
I appreciate that, buddy.
yeah, and I can't say it better than that, really.
So okay, but listen, man. So is Snoop from there or what? What's going on with that?
Yes.
He talks about it all the
Yeah,
time.
he went to Poly High School. We've heard his broadcast. If he's voicing a Laker game or a Kings game, everyone can gravitate to it. And I think Snoop's at the top of his game right now. And you look at just, I think everyone can relate to Bruce Buffer. I think a lot of people can relate to you. They like the energy, and I think Snoop, anytime he's, broadcasting a hockey game, people feel that energy. Bruce, you. So I just gotta mention that and throw that out there. But yeah, he's from he went to Poly High School. Snoop Dogg, he's from Long Beach. He actually went to high school with Cameron Diaz. There's a lot of Long Beach natives. Chris Birdman Anderson,
Really?
Willie McGinnis. The Deshaun Jack. The list.
Deshaun Watson?
No, Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. Okay, right on. So now, do you know Snoop, Emerson?
I was so close to running into him. I was training with his manager at the time, up in Venice Beach at the original Gold's Gym there, and I never. We were going to go to some event together or cross paths at an event. He always performed at this. It was called Blazed and Confused with Slightly Stupid over there. Which is now the 5 Point amphitheater there in Irvine. So I've been to a couple concerts there. It's one of those things where we've always been in the same vicinity. I was going to go backstage there and meet him. Something happened and it just fell apart. So we've always been close to meeting. But he's born and raised Long Beach, and yeah.
Yeah, dude, I had to ask about him because the thing about Snoop, like how you just mentioned, it doesn't matter if you're a 90-year-old grandmother or if you're a 14-year-old little grade 9 punk niner. Everyone likes Snoop, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
everybody likes him, man. You guys have something from that part of the world, man. Long Beach. You guys all have like this swag, man.
It's definitely a pride. I feel like it's a small town kind of feel. I feel like people, if you will, kind of rep Long Beach or kind of shouting out, and there's just kind of this homegrown love that it seems like, whether it's Cameron Diaz or Deshaun Jackson or all these sports figures, they seem to reference in songs Long Beach a ton. Sublime, we all know, always
Long Beach in the house.
Yeah, so
Dre's saying it. Everyone's saying it.
Yeah, there's that pride. So
right on, bro. Right on. So okay, dude. So let's stick with Long Beach a little bit. I know that we're pressed a little bit for time, but I really want to talk about your family, brother. I need to talk about your family because I know just from being at the highest levels and when we were kids, I played with guys that were in the U.S. national program, like how you were. And that is very, 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 very special thing to be a part of, man. Like a lot of Canadians don't understand. It's like military type. Like, it's like, isn't it though? Like, I'll get you to explain it, but I mean, I know I'm skipping a little bit, like childhood and stuff, but I just really wanted to talk about how you got selected for such a special national program that has nothing else like it.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I mean, I went to Shattuck St. Mary's. I was on the Bantam team my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I was on the prep team, and I was fortunate enough to get looked at and invited to the top 40 camp. Obviously, did well in the top 40 camp that they have every year to pick the team, and made the cut. And to be honest, my mom wanted me to go more than probably I wanted to go. But yeah, it was an honor. No doubt. I kind of had my mind set on the Western League, through and through. I eventually went to the Western League and I loved it. It was everything as advertised. And I only spent a year at the development program. Anytime you can wear the USA on your chest, nonetheless, it's quite the honor. So.
Yeah, bro.
But it's military. It's military style for sure. It's no nonsense, running in the cold, below zero, pushing a tire. It's just
Yeah. So now, were you guys, like, I know that there's the different programs, but were you guys in Plymouth, Michigan?
So they moved to Plymouth, and I think they're playing in the old, not Saginaw, Plymouth Whalers.
Plymouth Whalers facility, right?
Yeah. So that all changed. We were playing out of what was the Cube at the time. Nice facility. We had a great setup downstairs. We went to Pioneer High School, just right down there. It's the main high school there in Ann Arbor. University of Michigan, the big house was right down the street. Definitely a good experience. But hey, nothing like Medicine Hat, small town, country town.
So now
my cup of tea.
Now let's talk about Medicine Hat a little bit, brother, because I'll be honest with you, Emerson, I'm a stat guy, man. I'm the guy that was on your team that when you went into the visitors' dressing room and you guys all went in to put your bags down, I was the first guy to grab that stat pack, man. And everyone knew that you got to leave one for Mac or he's going to lose it, man. So just leave one for Mac. He's gonna force it off someone anyway. But anyway, bro, I don't think I've ever seen such improvement in a player getting better and better every year like you were in Medicine Hat. And so what does that show me as a former player? It shows me that not only did you embrace the system, but every level of management coaching in Medicine Hat must have absolutely loved you, bro. Because, bro, you went 65 points, then you went to 80 points, then you went to 107 points. And the 107 points, you had 61 goals, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's like huge numbers. Top 5 pick numbers. You know what I mean, bro? Like, that's big time. So now tell me, your billets must have been good. Tell me about the situation, because you had a good one. So I want to hear it from you.
Yeah. Oh, my billets, Mark and Maureen Fisher. I mean, I still in Derwin and Sue LaRock. So I had my first 2 years, I had one billet, and then my last year I had to switch billets just because my first billet dad worked in the oil field, so he was gone.
Yeah.
He would only come back probably the second week of every month. So
all the parties were at Emerson's billet house.
We're at a place called Ralph's Bar and Steakhouse there in Madison, which was unbelievable. Great country bar. So anyway, it's just Mark and Marine. They did a hell of a job. He was out in the oil field, making the big dough,
the big bread.
And then my Bill Mom Marine, she would hold down the fort and make unbelievable meals. Just your classic Canadian meals, pierogies, just hash browns, biscuits and gravy, just the country stuff,
Pre-game pasta?
I had a special. I'd always go over to my buddy Lyndon Bayes too, and they had the lemon chicken over at his.
Lemon chicken, nice.
So yeah, but Maureen would. I don't know. I can't quite remember. I remember my second billet dad, the Derwin LaRock. I had a roommate at the time who was a teammate of mine, and we had these pretty gnarly breakfast sandwiches that we would make in the morning. And then we would top it off with some kind of pasta. I can't. My NHL pasta was just out of this freaking. I mean, it just it's overshadowing anything I can think of in juniors, because I didn't do anything like it in juniors. But it was just a big plate of wheat pasta. I would load it with cottage cheese, shredded cheese, meat sauce, white sauce, and Heinz 57 sauce, all on the pasta. So yeah, that was my pregame meal with salmon and a sweet potato.
So, and that's phenomenal, right? That's phenomenal. So now listen, man, if you're going to tell me all that information, we can't just move on. So like you're telling me that, so you would make that at your home, or you had like a spot that made it special for you? Like how
level, you have the whole spread, right? But in juniors, Derwin, my billets would get just I don't know. I remember the dinners more, the pierogies, the hash browns. She would make some epic breakfast. I remember the kind of the food besides pregame meal. I remember the morning making a breakfast sandwich. I don't exactly know. I don't think there was one thing I stuck to in particular for my juniors pregame meal, but certainly my pregame meal was over the top there in the show.
Jeez. And dude, so did you guys have any, now, pardon my ignorance, I was so obsessed with your stats and how much you improved and just how much because we know, man, there's so many components that need to work out for there to be success, even similar to yours, right? So it's like to someone that's been through it, just seeing this type of career, like a 3-year major junior career that went so well like this, it's just a thing of beauty, man. It's just like, wow, this kid really figured it out. Like he must have had a really nice 3 years in Medicine Hat with his cowboy hat and his swag and his, being a 19-year-old saying, well, what are you up to tomorrow? I got a game. It's Friday night. I'm going for my 100th point.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on 99.
Oh, there's nothing better than juniors. I mean, juniors is, you're all young. You're not being paid the big bucks. No one cares about money. You're just out there on the ice having a good time.
Yeah.
The most important thing, there's nothing more exemplifies a team than a bunch of young players trying to make it to the top, not getting that show dough yet, and just laying it on the line each and every night and having fun after it. So.
Yeah, man. And then of course there's that situation, Emerson, like, I don't know, maybe like 1 in 10 guys that are drafted where the NHL team has signed them early and they've gotten that one check of the bonus. So they have a nice car. They're a pretty big wheel. When you go to the bar, dude's taking care of it. He just fucking signed.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. But yeah, you know what I mean? So that, but that's very uncommon. That happens. Sometimes it even skips an age group.
Yeah, well, we have a player, and I won't name names, but oh my God, he got signed out of a development camp midsummer to probably the lowest contract.
He got a bonus though, or just
he got a bonus. But it was one of those things. We probably, out of the 3 years, he probably only gets his bonus, 1 or 2 out of the 3 years. He had the lowest level bonus. And he goes out and gets a candy red Chevy SS. I think
no way.
It would have been a 2010 at the time, probably around those years. And he rolled up to school, and all the girls were, "Oh my God, that's so and so with his name." And it just, he never played a game in the show. It's just like, oh my God, what
So
I probably should have saved that. Whatever.
Yeah. So he played out his entry level, and then he was done.
He played out his entry level. He played coast, which once again is a success. But I'm just saying, it's interesting to see, guys' first purchase. Probably a lot of times they probably regret it, thinking, shit, if I just put that into, say they just put it into index funds, and shit, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now. But anyway, I can go on. But I spent my bonus on. Having a little fun, but hard training. My training wasn't cheap there in Venice Beach with TR Goodman. So I invested in my training myself, and I did the right thing with it.
100%. So now, dude, as I was mentioning before, your career is so incredible that I told you before this recording that I was going to somehow finagle you for a part 2 by the end of the first recording by getting you to laugh, making you happy, and then just convincing you to agree. So I have you on recording, and then you have to follow up with it, right? So, so now, before we go though, I want to talk about your 2 little ones, man, that I'm seeing in these pictures, man. Like you have to understand, Emerson, like I'm at an age now where, my brothers and sisters, they have a lot of little ones. Like I'm the best uncle in the world multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my title, right? So I appreciate the innocence age. What's it been like for you, man? Like to have an opportunity to really like give these kids what they want, and like they look like they're just the happiest kids in the world, dude. I'll let you go on from here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a blessing. My son Lalo, he's 5. He's turning 6 in September. He could give a damn about hockey. He loves race car driving. He loves. He has a go kart that he rips around in. And he'll be either a Formula One driver or in the NASCAR Cup Series. That's for damn sure.
Sick.
Yeah, my daughter Aliyah, she's 2, turning 3 here, July 26th. She'll be a tennis player. She'll be in Wimbledon. So she's just got the natural. She climbs on everything. Her grip strength is out of control. So anyway, she picks up a racket. She hits this little ball in the string with crazy accuracy. So she's my athlete, or they'll both be an athlete in different respects. Both bright as can be, and they're both a pleasure.
So and what are their ages?
So my son's turning 6 in September, and my daughter's turning 3 here coming up in July.
Wow. So she's got the perfect bodyguard, eh, bro? Like 3 years, perfect amount where even if it's like the toughest guy in her age group, your son's got 3 years on him. So you know what I mean? There's no question here, man.
Let's start ISIS War Juniors. Come on, let's
No, hey, listen, man. I'm sure AJ Galante will appreciate me bringing this up. Now, you did mention to me that you are an Ice Wars fan, and like I really appreciate hearing that. Do you mind elaborating on that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, it's just what's not to enjoy about just two guys with the enforcer kind of fighting
mentality.
What is that? Is that the high density plastic? Is that the Polyglide synthetic ice?
Yeah, so we use the synthetic ice for the event in Enoch in Edmonton, Alberta. Guys had mixed feelings about it. Obviously the ones that prepared the best did the best, right? So they all knew that it was going to be there, right? And so like I said, the ones that prepared the best did the best, man.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not training on high density ice, it's going to be different,
100%, dude. 100%. No, but I like that. That was cool. I do appreciate that you did bring that up, because I didn't say anything about it and you brought it up, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool, man. And we're approved by Emerson Etem, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's early on. You guys got a big phone. You guys are doing something right. So
100%. We're supposed to have a second event in August. So maybe Emerson Etem comes to the show as a VIP. Maybe that could be arranged.
We just got to get the bottle service going around the ring now. That's the only.
There you go, man. There's rumors that it's going to be Montreal, Quebec City, back at Edmonton. There's all these rumors, man. But it's going to be announced soon, and it's going to be in August. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But dude, so now we're in the point of the year where, for you being the general manager of that team, is it heavy recruiting right now, or is that more so?
Nonstop. Yeah, no, it's nonstop. It's
nonstop.
It's call after call. It's early mornings of, they got these platforms where you can recruit players. They set up their profiles, and it's for colleges, but juniors, tap into it. Watching video, just trying to find the right pieces. You only have so much time. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you knock it out of the park. It's just part of tier 3. It's once again dog eat dog. A lot of the players, not necessarily me but myself, but a lot of these coaches are looking to move up. So it's competitive, and
very competitive.
I'm looking to just invest in my organization. So I think there's probably a little bit different mentalities going on. But for me, I'm nonstop. Do most of the work, and it pays off. It's fun. It's exhausting, but wouldn't want to have it any other way.
Right on, man. I love it. I love hearing that type of stuff. Now, dude, so now we have here at the Sheriff Podcast, we're starting to get quite a little base in the United States of America, listeners and whatnot. So like this is a very enriched program that you're running, and you got a NHL veteran, at heads of this organization. I'm sure there's a lot of kids that would like to have the opportunity. How would someone reach out to you, Emerson, if they wanted to be part of your program?
Yeah, thanks. And I'll plug it in right now. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's at Shredders USPHL. That's at SHREDDERS USPHL on all major platforms. Our Instagram's killing it right now. We got a lot of creative kind of content, very interactive. The fans love it. It's different. Yeah, so you can find us there. A lot of the players reach out via there. A lot of the players we eventually go on to sign will reach out via our website. And so, yeah, getting closer to the season, I'll hold a camp. I'm having these kind of mini style youth camps throughout the summer. If I, see a player that I like who can be a contributing factor, I'll talk to them. And just, it comes from all angles. Players reaching out, I reach out to players, and it goes both ways. So it's definitely a grind, but it's fun.
Right on. And then I got two more things to add to that topic. So first is, what about tickets? How do I buy tickets? How do I pre?
Well, yeah, you can buy a season pass online, but I mean, hey, we're easy going. You show up, you can buy the season pass at any game. You can catch all our games on the nationwide platform of Hockey TV.
Really?
The Tier 2 NAHL games, NCDC, all the way, to USPHL, Premier, Elite. USPHL's got U18 through some low levels. It's a huge and even growing governing body, the USPHL. It's overtaken USA Hockey as the biggest youth ice hockey program. It's fun to be a part of, for sure. So,
right on, man. And so you're gonna have to help me with this one. What's that area? It's in Northern California. It's in like the Bay Area, and it's where like all like the tech companies are. What's that area? What's it called again?
Palo Alto.
Say it again.
Palo Alto.
No, but what's it called though? It has like a nickname. You know what I'm saying? Something Valley.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. Okay. All right. So let's say like I'm like a thriving company in Silicon Valley in California. And you know what I mean? And I'm really thriving and I'm going to make lots of money. And I'm thinking of being involved in sponsoring an incredible program that even if it's all the way down in like South Beach, how would I sponsor your team? Like, well, how would I get a hold of you for that?
That's a great point, Sheriff. You can once again message. We've had sponsors who want to be a part of it. Message through our messaging system on our website.
On the website?
Yeah, it's been a lot of close. There's another podcast called the Dr. Hockey Podcast, who's a huge sponsor of us. Dr. Jay Calvert is fantastic. He's one of the best rhinoplasty surgeons and plastic surgeons as a whole in the world. Wow. So, he's been fantastic. We've had Gold's Gym. We've had, there's a cafe down the street called The Merchant Brewing Company. We're coming out with our own three flavored beers of pale ale here coming up. That's going to be on our jerseys. And so Sikapeta is a huge sponsor for us. All of these have just been through mutual networking, word of mouth, close contacts. We're just getting started. But to your point, you can reach out to us on our website, email me, either DM us on social media, or email me at Emerson, EMERSON at longbeachshredders.com. Get a hold of me there. It's very hands-on. I'll get back to you when I get back to you. And yeah, that's how you can be a part of it.
Dude, that's really cool stuff, man. And like, hey, man, like obviously we're sports guys, right? So we're used to the dressing room banter, right? Dude, I'm telling you, man, like all this stuff sounds so good that, you know what you remind me of, man? You remind me of like one of those commercials where they're trying to make it out like it's like an auction, and the guy's like, yeah, we have it all, folks. We have the clearance sale. We got beds, we got couches, we got furniture on sale. Like, and you know, and they're wearing like a cowboy hat like that, and you know, like it's a special thing. But you know, like I'm, you know, in all fun, man, I love everything that you're doing. Like I said, I can't even express the amount to the listeners of how important a program like yours is compared to other ones, just because of that, what we said, the strength in numbers. There's more guys that graduate through the channels of taking advantage of hockey to use for education, to use for job openings, for all that kind of stuff. There's more guys that go through your level than that go through the top levels. And that's just the facts, man. And you're helping a lot of young men get set up really nice, and they couldn't have a better role model and someone to try to mirror themselves after than you, my friend. So I give my, if I had, I wish I had a hat like yours on right now, because I was gonna say I take my hat off to you, but you're doing a great job, and don't stop what you're doing, Mr. Etem.
Hey, likewise. You know, with the fighting going on right now, hey, you're the next Bruce Buffer. I can see it. So keep going.
I appreciate it, buddy, especially coming from you. So yeah, man. So like, I know I put you on the spot before. I didn't really hear an answer though. Like if you were agreeing to come back for a part two.
Well, fantastic. Oh yeah, 100%. Count me in.
I'm just messing with you, buddy. All right, awesome, buddy. I know we went over the limit. I know you probably have to give an apology to the better half. Tell her it's my fault.
Hey.
Say, the sheriff, that guy, man, he wouldn't stop talking, babe. I was trying to get off with him, and he just kept cutting me off and asking me another question.
Freaking this nutcase guy, sheriff. Oh yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. And you know what? And I'm gonna say to the listeners, guys, I'm sure you guys would agree with me. Probably one of the more polite guests I've ever had on the show, bro. Very polite, soft spoken, but very to the point and descriptive, and I liked it. I appreciate it, Emerson, and I hope to have you on again soon, brother. And we're gonna be. And man, I got your number now, man. So now you're stuck with me, bro. So you're in it now. So you're in it, buddy.
Oh, thanks for having me on this podcast. Unbelievable podcast. I tune in and I keep up to date of who you're bringing on. You got some big names here coming on here recently. So kudos to you. Keep going with Ice Wars. AJ Galante, his whole movement, he's really creating something, and you're a big part of it. So thanks for having me.
Awesome, buddy. I really appreciate it. We're going to sign off here, guys. Woo!